morning, welcome to day 17 of Vlogmas. So it is Sunday the 17th of December, so only 8 days to go till Christmas, so my children are very excited now. And as you can see, it's quite early in the morning here. I am still in my pyjamas and dressing gown, and I thought I'd come on a bit earlier today since we're having quite a relaxed start to the morning, and I don't often share my pyjamas because I'm not usually wearing them, so I thought I would this morning. So yes, I have got on a pair of handmade pyjama bottoms. My dressing gown is an old short bought one, and I've got on an old t-shirt that I think is from a ski resort I went to, an Austrian ski resort I went to quite a few years ago. I quite like a big oversized t-shirt for bed in the winter, but my pyjama bottoms are handmade, so I thought I'd show you those while I still had them on. So I made these pyjama bottoms using a pattern that I bought when I was really new to sewing. It is a Simplicity pyjama bottom pattern. It's this one here, Simplicity Easy to Sew 1520A. So it's like a family pattern. You can make sort of men's, women's and children's that will include the pattern, and shorts as well as pyjama bottoms. And I've used this pattern for my husband as well, and he quite likes the fit. So yeah, I'll stand up a bit and I'll show you my pair. They are very old actually. I love them though because I love the fabric. So yeah, the fabric is blue with these cute little clouds on that have sort of almost snow falling from them in different colours. And I remember getting this fabric when I was very new to sewing. I didn't really know much about online fabric shops and where to get fabric, so I think I got it from Etsy, and I remember it being quite expensive. I think it's a cotton poplin or a quilting cotton, so it's quite nice and thick and cosy for a pair of winter pyjamas. So yes, they are getting a bit old now, but I still love wearing them. But more recently I tried out a different pattern because I found, for me, although my husband likes this one, I found the fit wasn't quite what I wanted, just around the sort of crotch area. I think the waistband came up a little bit high, and then I adjusted it down, and it just doesn't feel like it quite is the right shape for me around that area. So I tried a newer pattern when Tilly and the Buttons released their pyjama pattern, the Jamie pyjama bottoms pattern. I thought I'd give that a go. So that's this pattern here. It's another pattern for woven fabrics. They're both woven fabric pyjama bottom patterns, which is my preference. The Jamies again just have a simple elasticated waist and a shorts option, so very similar on the face of it to the Simplicity pattern, but they've just got quite a bit of different shape to them. I think they don't sit quite as high, and just somehow the whole shape just seems to fit me a little bit better. So this is my preference for me going forward, although I'll continue to use this pattern for my husband. And I quite like with this pattern, it does have an extra small size. It says for teens and tweens, so it's quite nice to know that maybe I might be able to use this one for my daughter when she gets a bit bigger too. But yes, I thought I'd show you my two pairs of Jamie pyjama bottoms, the long ones. I have got a couple of pairs of shorts too, but while we're in winter, I thought I'd show you my pyjama bottoms I've been wearing. This is my sort of most wintry pair of Jamie pyjamas, and I made these in another quilting weight cotton, like a cotton poplin. And this one came from Minerva quite a while ago. I'm not sure if it's still in stock. I can't remember the branding of this quilting cotton, but if it is in stock, I'll link it down below. It's navy blue with this constellation print on, which I thought was quite sort of night-timey. I did a little bit of embroidery using my machine, which I don't often use that function on my machine, just to write back on the back of them, because I find with pyjama bottoms, if you haven't got a tie on the front, it can be quite hard to see which is the front and back. And actually, on the ones I'm wearing, I haven't got anything at the back, so I often just sort of spend a bit of time at bedtime just looking at where the sort of crotch seam lies, and if it lies, you know, towards the front, oh no, that's the front, so there's a bit more room in the back part. So I should really add a little something to the back, but I'm not a big fan of labels, so I haven't ever done it. Yes, that's my other wintry pair of pyjamas, and I sort of wear these two on rotation. And then I've got one slightly lighter weight pair of Jamie pyjamas, these ones here, which, as you can see, I've got these little eyelets on the front. I used to have a tie on them because there was an optional drawstring tie for the Jamie pyjama bottoms, but I just found the tie just kind of got on my nerves a little bit, so I just took it out, and then it still helps me to see which is the front because the eyelets are there. And these are slightly lighter weight. I made these ones using this Lady McElroy cotton lawn fabric, which I've used in a couple of fabrics, a couple of colourways, sorry. I made a dress in the in the sort of pinky peachy colourway of this fabric. But yeah, as you can see, I quite like navy for pyjama bottoms, it seems. But these are a bit more lightweight, so I kind of wear them going into winter and coming out of winter, rather than when we're in the middle of winter, I wear my cosier, slightly thicker cotton ones. But yeah, they're all nice and sort of loose and comfy. So yeah, those are my wintry pyjama bottoms. I thought you might like to see them all. So my plan now is to go upstairs and get dressed, and then I think I'll come down after that and I'll share with you what Elf was up to in the night, and also what I'm planning to wear today, which I haven't actually decided yet. So I'll come back in a little bit, but I thought I'd leave you with a little bit more progress that we've made on our Christmas jigsaw puzzle. We haven't been working on it every night, but when we have been making some good progress. So I'll show you a couple of shots of how it's getting on, and I'll see you back down here when I'm fully dressed. So see you in a little bit. Bye. So I'm back again now, and as you can see, I'm all up and dressed, so I thought I'd pop back on and catch up properly. So I'll start off now with what Elf was up to in the night. And when we woke up this morning, we found that Elf had set up what looked like quite a high thrills car race circuit. So I'll put a picture up so you can see it. Definitely looked like a race for an adrenaline junkie. And it looked like he'd arranged quite a lot of the toy cars to spell out Elf. So I don't know whether it was the Elf race, and maybe he was inspired by the Santa Dash race we did yesterday, which you'd have seen in yesterday's Vlogmas. But yes, it looked like he'd had fun setting that up, and it did look very thrilling indeed. And Elf, of course, was the master of the race. So he was sitting at the bottom with his checkered flag, ready to swish it as the cars went by. And there was quite a motley crew of different sort of toys ready to race. Quite an eclectic bunch they were. I'll put a picture up so you can see. So on the starting line, we had a car with 2 Polly Pockets in, quite a cute little car there. And then a Playmobil mum who was on a skateboard and then towing a couple of children. So yeah, I'm quite impressed she was up for it. And then also a horse-drawn sleigh. And then Batman on his motorbike. So quite a mix there. And there were also quite a lot more cars queuing up behind in 4s, because there were 4 tracks ready to race. So my son this morning did some sort of time trials, and it's all culminated in crowning one car the sort of fastest. They didn't all navigate that loop-the-loop. Well, the Polly Pockets did really well, actually. That car went around the loop-the-loop very smoothly. We were quite impressed. But yeah, it was quite a fun one to start the day. And Elf obviously had a little bit of fun there, was enjoying his role as master of the Elf race. So yes, that is what Elf was up to this morning. And then in terms of what I'm wearing today, I've got on a pair of ready-to-wear jeans and a cosy handmade top. Well, actually it's 2 tops. I've got another Agnes top underneath by Tilling the Buttons. I find them quite a nice basic for layering underneath tops. I quite like, particularly with the Agnes top, how it's got a scoop neck. So if I'm wearing a sweatshirt with a wider neck, you can't see the t-shirt peeping out around the neckline, although it's obviously not relevant today because I've got a cosy funnel neck on. But this sweatshirt is another Megan Nielsen Jarrah sweatshirt, but quite a different one. So yes, here's a Jarrah pattern, and this sweatshirt is a mixture of a couple of different views. I've borrowed the funnel neck from this bottom view here, and then it's got the cuffs from these two, one of these views. It's got the cuffs here. And then the bottom hem is this one here, this curved hem that sort of dips down at the front and then dips down lower at the back. And actually, I really love this version. It feels very different to my classic, more sweatshirty Jarrahs with the kind of crew neck and the neckband. It's very, very snuggly with this funnel neck. And I love the dipped hem. I think it's a really nice feature. I'll stand a bit so you can see it. And when I finished the curved hem, I used the twin needle because I was worried with it being the curved fabric. If I'd used a zigzag or something, it might have stretched out a little bit and not given quite a nice sort of flat finish. But I find the twin needle always gives a really nice finish when you're doing a curve or any shape. I think it gives a nice finish. And I think I made this before I'd even heard of Mariflex stretchy thread, so that wasn't an option at that point. But I do like a twin needle finish. I'll show you the twin needle finish at the bottom. See, I really love this one actually. It does feel really nice and cosy. I think it comes down a bit longer because of the sort of dipped hem at the front and back. And the funnel neck's nice. It's kind of a little slouchy funnel neck. It's a bit wider than, say, my Neanly South Bank sweaters. They kind of stand up and are a little bit more snug around the neck. Not super snug, but definitely less loose and open than this one. And the fabric I made this one in is a really lovely fabric. I've been very tempted actually to get some more of this fabric, and I'm sure I probably will at some point. It's a quilted jersey fabric. So I think it's a cotton jersey, and then inside it's got a layer of sort of like a light layer of sort of wadding of some sort, and it's quilted with this sort of diamond shape on it. And it's really nice and cosy and snuggly. I think with this fabric, it probably isn't the stretchiest fabric because it's quilted and it doesn't have as much stretch maybe as a French terry. So this neckline choice was quite a good one for this one. I think if I'd have tried to use this fabric as a neckband, I'm wondering whether it might not have had the best recovery maybe and would have stretched out of shape after I'd used it a few times. But it works well for this version and it is nice and snuggly. And this fabric came from Higgs and Higgs. And I think it's still available. Well, I pretty much know it's still available in quite a few colourways because every now and then I do have a little peek on the website and think, I should buy another one really and make another sweatshirt in it. Yeah, so I'll link the fabric down below. It comes in quite a few nice colours. And I made, again, as usual, the size 0 on this pattern, which is my bust measurement. My waist and hip measurements would actually put me as a size 4, so 2 sizes larger. But actually the jarrah is supposed to be quite oversized, so there's plenty of room and I've never graded out. I'll stand a bit so you can see. So nice and roomy and snuggly. So that's what I'm wearing today, and I thought it'd be nice to wear something quite practical and casual because I've got a bit of a busy day today, centred around my daughter's day. She's got a party over lunchtime at one of her friends' houses. It's a birthday party and that is kind of like a crafting party, and the mum said that all the mums or parents who are dropping off are welcome to stay, so it'll be quite nice to have a chat with some of the other mums. And I thought my daughter might want me to help get involved with some of the crafts maybe, so I thought if I wear something dark, it doesn't matter if I get a bit of paint dipped on it, it should kind of, you know, wash out okay and things. So I don't know what they'll be doing, but it should be nice to go to a crafting party. And I find these days a lot of parties aren't at people's houses. A lot of people mainly do parties at other venues, so it'd be quite nice actually, because when I was younger it was always parties around people's houses. That was more the thing then, so it'd be quite nice to have a party at someone's house today. And then later today my daughter's got a play date at another of her friends' houses. And her friend's mum and I are good friends. I'm going to go along and hopefully have a cosy cup of tea and a chat and a catch up while the two girls play. So that should be nice. So I thought this would be a nice cosy outfit for just having a bit of chill at my friend's house. I'll probably take some of my knitted slipper socks along as well to be nice and cosy. So yeah, it should be a nice day, quite social, but quite busy. So yes, that's what I'm up to today and why I've got on quite a casual outfit because I'll be whizzing about the place. I also actually am wearing some Christmassy earrings today. I thought since my outfit was kind of all navy and not so Christmassy, I thought I'd Christmas it up a little bit with some little stud earrings. I'll come a bit closer so you can hopefully see them. They're little snowflakes. One of my friends got me them as a present a couple of years back and I always enjoy getting them out at Christmas. I think they're quite dainty and sweet. So yeah, I'm enjoying wearing those today and adding a little bit of Christmas to my outfit. Oh, and I'll put a picture up of what I'm wearing actually, I forgot to say that. So you can see what the jarrah sweatshirt looks like on. I'd really recommend this for you for a very nice snuggly winter sweatshirt. And then another thing that I wanted to talk about now is actually something I was thinking about this morning when I was getting dressed, having shared my winter pyjama bottoms a little bit earlier. I was thinking to myself, I don't have a Christmas set of pyjamas. And I quite fancy the idea of making some. I don't know why I haven't made any to date, really. I know with my children, I don't usually make them just because I feel like they grow so fast and they probably won't get so much wear out of them because they do just seem to grow and grow. But obviously, if I made a pair for myself, I'd be able to wear them year on year. So I feel like I'd be able to get a good amount of use out of them. So yeah, I feel like that's something I might consider doing maybe for next Christmas. I'm not sure I'm in time for this Christmas, but I was actually thinking, I do have one piece of really Christmassy quilting cotton in my fabric suitcase in the loft. I don't think I shared it when I was showing my fabric suitcase tour earlier in Vlogmas. I think it must have been right at the bottom. But I remember I bought it last year. It was on sale in John Lewis before Christmas when I went shopping with my sister and I loved it. It's this sort of bright red fabric with Christmas trees on and it's such beautiful colours in it. I'll get it down and show you because I don't know if you watched my last year's Vlogmas or you might have not remember it, but I'll get it down and I think I'm going to have a measure of it and see how much I've got. I have got a nasty feeling it might not be enough to make a set of pyjama bottoms, but I'm not sure, and it's worth me having a look actually, because I think it would make a lovely pair of pyjama bottoms. And it's a fabric that I really like and I haven't wanted to cut into because I haven't thought of quite the right thing for it. I could make cushions out of it, but I've already got a couple of Christmas cushions I really love, and so yeah, it's just been sitting there, and it needs a use really. So I'm going to get it down and see how much I've got and whether I could fit a pair of Christmas pyjamas out of it, and I'll show you the fabric when I get it down. But yeah, it might be quite nice to have a pair of Christmassy pyjama bottoms to bring out at this time of year. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about actually was to share a dress that, well, yesterday in my video, day 16 video, I shared a couple of my favourite makes I'd made using fabrics from Minerva, just in case they're a bit of inspiration, because this weekend Minerva has its 20% off sale, where you get 20% off fabric and patterns and haberdashery and everything, which I think is quite a good deal. And it's nice to be able to get some so they have some nice sort of designer fabrics on there, and I always think it's great to be able to get them at a decent discount. So anyway, I'll include all the details of the sale down below. You have to be a Craft Club member to get the 20% off, but you can sign up to be a Craft Club member anytime, so you could do that today if you did want to do a bit of shopping. But anyway, there was one other dress that I wanted to share that I really love, and I don't wear it that much, so I don't talk about it that much, so I thought I'd share it in this video anyway. It's one I really love actually, but it feels maybe a little bit fancy for everyday use, which is why I don't get it out so much. But this is the dress here, and I made it in this really beautiful viscose fabric by Atelier Brunette. I do love Atelier Brunette viscoses. I mentioned, maybe it was yesterday, how I think all their prints are really timeless, and just so sort of pretty and striking. And this one has, I think it's a black base. It's either a black base or a very, 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 very dark navy. And it has this lovely design on with this sort of pop of like this sort of burnt, bright orange colour, and these taupes. I think it's such a pretty design. And this dress I made by a sort of making a mashup of two different patterns. So most of the dress is based on this pattern here, the Bakerloo dress pattern by Nina Lee, which is a pattern that I think is a really nice one, although it's a bit of a statement, I guess. So I have got a Bakerloo dress and a Bakerloo blouse, but they're not the things I reach for the most, just because of the quite large collar. It feels like quite a statement, which is not always, I guess, not always what I'd wear in everyday life. But it's a really lovely one. So this is the dress version here. So it's got darts in the bodice and a gathered skirt, and these quite voluminous sleeves with a little sort of ruffle at the bottom and elastic. And I've actually taken the volume out of the sleeves whenever I've made a Bakerloo, just because I find balloon sleeves end up feeling like they're wearing me really. But it's a really nice pattern. I like the shape of the bodice of the dress. Yeah, I feel like it's quite a nice shape and seems to fit my bodice quite well. If you know, the kind of the sort of the way it sits, the shoulder seams, everything just seems to be quite like a good match for my body shape. But yes, I decided to make this version without the big feature collar, because it's got that big feature collar, the ruffle. And I borrowed this collar from the Megan Nielsen Sudley blouse and dress pattern, which is another pattern I really love. I never actually made the Sudley dress. I've only made the Sudley blouse, but I'd like to make the dress at some point. It's one of those ones that's been on my list forever. But it's got quite a cute Peter Pan collar that's a bit more subtle than the big Bakerloo collar with the ruffle. So I thought it would be quite a cute addition to the Bakerloo dress and make it a little bit less, I guess, a little bit less on trend and a bit more sort of timeless maybe. So yeah, anyway, this is my Bakerloo dress with the Peter Pan collar. It's got a little, this is how you get it on over your head. You've got a little rouleau loop with a button here and then a little slit at the back to get it on. And then I added on waist ties to sort of cinch it in at the waist and give it a nice shape. I think it's got pockets too. Do I have pockets in? Oh yeah, I remember these pockets now. I didn't have quite enough of this fabric to the pocket bags. I think I pretty much squeezed the dress out of a piece of fabric. I remember thinking at the time, oh darn, maybe I ordered too little. But so yes, I didn't have enough of the pockets, but I wanted to add the pockets, so I used a little bit of fabric left over from a skirt I'd made. They're quite jazzy pocket bags, you can see, in this leopard print fabric, which I thought was quite a fun little detail. And you can't really see them too much, because the way you make the pockets and sew them in, you kind of roll them in a little bit, so they're kind of hidden, but they're quite a fun feature when you know they're there. But yeah, you can't really see them on the dress when you're wearing it. But the only other change I made actually was I just added, instead of the ruffle at the cuff, I just added a simple elasticated cuff. That was mainly because, again, of the lack of fabric. So I was trying to reduce the fabric as much as possible, I remember at the time, and I thought this cuff will have to do. I won't be able to make the ruffle just because I was really short on fabric. But it's a really lovely one, and I don't wear it a lot, so I thought I'd share it today. Needs a bit of an iron there on the collar actually. And I'll put a picture up of me wearing it so you can see what it looks like on. So yeah, I thought I'd share that one today. I think this fabric is still in stock at Minerva. If it is, I'll link it down below. It's a really pretty one, I think. It'd be quite nice as a Christmas Day dress, actually, I think. So maybe I'll add it to my list of contenders for Christmas Day. But yeah, I thought I'd share that while I was on too. But yes, I think I'm going to finish this video up here now. Just because my daughter's got the party and the play date and there's not going to be much time in between them, I don't think I'm going to have much time to be able to pop back on and film today. And I need a bit of time to actually edit this video too. So I think the time I do have, I'll make sure I just steal a bit of time to do that editing and get it up a bit later. So I'm going to finish this video off here now. So thanks so much for joining me for another day. As ever, I so appreciate you watching and liking, commenting. And it's always so nice to hear that you're enjoying my Vlogmas. And I'll look forward to seeing you again for Monday tomorrow, which will be day 18, which seems very close to Christmas now. So yes, thank you again for joining me today, and I will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Bye.